Hello, everyone. How you doing? Joining me now is Josh. I connected with him on social media, and I think a lot of us forget about. There's so much going on in the news nowadays, but there's a lot that is forgotten about, and that people need to understand, and people need to help out as well. And people go through struggles. Josh, you are a very strong person because what you have been through, I don't know how I could handle it. Good to see you, sir.
Yes, you too.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about um your son, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I can bring up a picture, uh awesome picture you have of a website right here. But just I want to talk about him because he looked like he was an awesome kid. Tell me about him.
He was an amazing kid. He still is. He's still doing a lot for a lot of people. But he was 7 years old when we ended up in the emergency room and found out he had a brain tumor. Um, and we had emergency brain surgery down at Mott Children's Hospital. And about 11 days later, we were walking out of the PICU just fine. He was doing great. And we started on shortly after we started radiation and chemotherapy and all that stuff. And he was the strongest kid ever through that whole process. Just was awesome. Uh,
Wow.
but previously he would struggle to take medicine. He just hated taking medicines, and then through this whole thing, he would take everything he needed and just was so brave.
I can't
But
I can't imagine. So at age 7 is when it was like up until then was he fine? Nothing was wrong or
So he was just a normal kid all the way up until the summer, last summer.
last
He
summer?
started having some instances where he would throw up and then just kind of not feeling good. And we had been to the ER and they ran tests and nothing came back, wrong. They
Yeah.
just thought it was a virus. And then we seen our family doctor and they started treating him for like gastrointestinal things until one day that he went and took a nap and then came out and he was all confused and we thought he was having a seizure or something. And that's when we ended up at the ER and they did a CT scan very quickly and found the mass was actually our brain surgeon said it was about the size of an adult fist on his brain.
My God. I mean, that just so he went through treatment and he's no longer with us, correct?
He isn't now. He was doing really good. Actually, St. Patty's Day was our lucky day. We found out that there was no sign of the brain tumor anymore.
Oh,
It was great. We were great, and then all of a sudden, I think late April, early May, his arm started hurting. And then through tests and things throughout May, at the end of May, we found out he had bone cancer in his arm and both the bones in the lower part of his right arm.
oh my God.
And then that was we found out on like May 28th that, and then June 1st, our school does a end of the year picnic, and he rode on the old 1929 fire truck with my grandpa, and
Oh,
he had a trouble getting off of it, and so we took him down there to Mott again to the emergency room and found out that the cancer was back in his brain and spread into his spine, and it was just basically everywhere.
oh my God. When did he pass?
So that we went to the hospital at June 1st, and then they had given us possibly till Christmas, but then they came back and said just weeks maybe,
Jesus.
and then he ended up passing on August 12th
Of this year.
of this year. Yep.
My I have an 8 and a 12-year-old and I've lost mom, dad, brothers, best friends. My mom lost children when you are brave to be able to even do this. I don't know how you're able to do this because randomly, like I have an 8-year-old, that could be any of us. That randomly one day life can change and people don't realize that.
It does
Um
change very quickly.
has that changed your way of thinking? I mean, and people hear your story, people just need to stop it with the stupid BS and enjoy their life, right?
They do. It's and enjoy your kids when they're around and play every chance you get, and just let your wife take those pictures. We my wife takes a lot of pictures, and it always was one of those things where you're like, oh, another picture. But now we're very thankful we have thousands of pictures of us all. We have two other kids too that are younger, and so it's nice that we have those pictures we can share for the rest of their lives even.
Damn. Yeah, and so this it all happened and that's a very short amount of time that.
It was very short that we went from in March, mid March, to no one thinking we were in the clear, to August 12th. We had to, say goodbye to them.
Jeez. So I'm gonna put up the graphic that I had here. What? So what did you create? This is the website you created, but what is Jameson Strong?
So Jameson Strong is a nonprofit that we asked Jameson about. He was the sweetest kid and always wanted to help other people, and was just always there, and very strong in his faith. And so we took that, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, do you want to start a nonprofit? Do you want to help other kids going through cancer? Like, what do you want to do? Because I know some give money, some give care packages, some do whatever. So I asked him, and he wanted to send care packages out to other kids with cancer. So that's what we do. We took some of the items that helped us throughout our journey, and we put them in a box and ship them out to these families that request one, and hope that it helps them, as much as some of the stuff helped us through.
Wow. So as well, he was with us in this world. He was suffering, dealing with this himself, but he was also trying to help others.
Yeah, and we
That is
started
wild.
this.
Is that the kind of kid he is or was, that he just wanted to still help others?
He never wanted to tell us his pain. He never wanted to. It was always about other people. He cared so much. He loved his siblings. His
Wow.
little 1.5-year-old brother could be beating him up, and he's like, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine." He was just very caring individual.
Wow. I'm for those for everyone who's watching, I'm going to put a link to your website in the comments below, whether it's Facebook or Substack, wherever. I'll put the link. How can people your Jameson Strong is obviously still going on. How can people help?
Yeah, so we initially started August 8th or August 5th. We became a nonprofit. I backdated to August 5th for us. So he was with us for the first week or so of this. But if they want to help, we have a donate button right on our website. It takes you to a nice, easy form that you can fill out, and you can donate monthly or just one time. We have it broke down to where it shows, like, it costs us roughly $55 to send and ship a box if we were to pay for everything in that box.
Okay.
Um, we have a way to donate items for our care packages, and then we're also in the middle of doing a toy drive that we're starting. We started October 1st. It's for his birthday,
There
so
it is.
it's a
Okay.
toy drive for his birthday, and we're going to take those toys down to Mott Children's Hospital, and on the cancer floor. And once we give, if we have enough toys to give to all them kids, then we'll expand it up to the PICU floor or other areas of the children's hospital too.
Okay. I'm going to put this link. This is really important. Everyone who's watching, click on that link. You can help out several different ways. And it sounds like this isn't going away. You're keeping this up. You're keeping this going, and I have a feeling it's only going to get bigger.
Yeah, we came out strong. Like I said, we've actually been official since just August 5th, and we've already done a supply drive for. They have Child Life down there at U of M, and they had Child Life in the radiation area, and they were great to our family. And they'd give the other kids birthday gifts. They celebrated Jameson's birthday down there because he had radiation on his birthday last year. They were there for every step. They make masks for the kids that have to get radiation on their brain, and then they paint it. So he liked the Kansas City Chiefs, so they painted it as a Kansas City Chief player. And then this time he had to do radiation again for a little bit this time, and he ended up with a Garfield mask they painted for him. He
Nice.
loved Garfield. So they were just great. So we took about 5 totes of items down there for art supplies and blankets and stuff, that everybody that's been following us have donated and helped us with.
Wow.
Put that down already. We've sent out 43 boxes already in a month,
Wow.
to other families and kids with cancer all over the U.S. We've shipped to California. We've been to Texas. I shipped one to Canada just because I forgot to add on our form, not a U.S. only. So I felt bad, so I shipped it to Canada anyways.
Are you able, if let's say, because before this happened to you, you had no idea. Everything was going fine. This could happen to any one of us as parents, or can someone reach out? Let's say the parent gets this horrible news that something, can they reach out to you for, like, to talk to you? Like like how do you deal with this? Because I haven't gone through it, but if a parent, or have you talked to others that are going through this sort of thing? Like, how, can they reach out to you?
Yeah, yeah, and the pediatric cancer community is always there for everybody. We
Okay.
had other families that we knew nothing about before that we've connected with, and they've helped us through things, and we'd be happy to help other people through. Um, it's crazy how many more pediatric cancer cases around the area. It seems like when I was a child, I don't know anybody that had cancer as a child, and
No.
um, already my cousin's child had bone cancer, and then
Yeah.
my child had cancer, and we know some from Caro, from Kingston, from all over this place that just have have had pediatric cancer influence or just affect their lives, and
Yeah. You
it's
you you
crazy.
don't you don't hear about it, and that's one reason why I quit the mainstream media. You don't hear about these kind of things all that matter. Instead of, like, CNN, they sit there and they yell at each other day about politics. Stories like this, these are things that matter. Um,
And
and
we just completed Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. All of September was go gold for childhood cancer. Jameson School did a Spirit Week for that, where you dress up in different things every day.
cool.
Um, they had signs around the school, and we need to get that out more and more schools doing that, because more schools are it's going to affect more schools, and it's
Is
not
that
as rare as
something?
people think.
And if I'm out of line, I want to tell me. But you say I remember I'm 50 years old. When I was a kid, I didn't hear. Do you wanna know why it seems more and more that's happening? I mean, that's probably of interest, right? Because
It would
you
be.
just said you're in the Vassar area, and you said there's people all around you that have
Mhm.
dealt with this with children, so we probably need to, as a country, look into what's going on?
Yeah, yeah, and our son had a rare genetic disorder. We ended up finding out it's called Lee-Fromini syndrome, and it just basically amplified his chances of getting cancer.
Oh,
I know
jeez.
that there was just a recent Lee-Fromini syndrome little girl out in Saginaw that had passed away recently. Also, too, it's nothing that we had heard of before. It was they tested his genetics after finding this tumor, and then it's supposed to be a genetic, so it's supposed to come from us.
Mhm.
But we had the whole family tested, and he just happened to be the only one. There's like a 20% chance that it just started with him, and it did. So,
Damn.
but that's there's sometimes Lee-Fermini syndrome doesn't show itself till later on in your 20s, 30s or so,
Wow.
but a lot
Wow.
of times it'll show itself when they're children.
And it can randomly just, boom, just pop up.
Yep, just some weird genetic mutation.
That's frightening as hell. So how are you? Are you married? You have a wife?
Yeah.
Okay, wife. Not wife. How are you so strong? You look like a tough guy, but how are you so strong to keep going every day? Because I don't know what I would do, and you probably had a lot of tough times. How are you able to keep going?
Honestly, it was our faith that got us through. Um, yeah, I have two aunts that are very, very strong in their faith, and they'd send us Bible verses every day we were in the hospital, even when we were out. We had people send us books, different things to help us through, and just a great community. Um, yeah, the whole community around us. If you drive through Vassar, Richville area, you'll see Jameson Strong sign still up, and it's been over a month since he passed.
Yeah.
They've been very, very supportive. We had our school. Um, I've been on volunteer fire department, so the fire departments around have really helped out. Frankenmuth Fire Department came out and visited Jameson when he was sick.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So we just had people from all over. We've had prayers from all over. Um, I had a relative run into somebody up in Grayling or Gaylord area that knew our story. Um, our
Gotcha.
son even had a video sent to him from Patrick Mahomes
Whoa.
to
Uh,
help him get better.
Well, he went with
Morgan
the winner.
Wallen,
He went with a team that actually has the Super Bowl.
yeah, yeah. So he got to go see Morgan Wallen in concert over in Wisconsin for his wish,
Wow.
and Morgan was just an amazing guy. Prayed over him. Just it was a beautiful thing.
Wow. So they got to meet.
Yeah, yeah, they
Wow.
met, they talked. Jameson took a nap on the VIP couch in the back because it was a late concert, and
Yeah.
so yeah, he
Wow.
had a great time.
Well, I am going to put this website everywhere. I encourage everyone to send it out because this is what really matters in life. And it really makes you think. These are the things that matter: your family, your children. All the other stuff is just, like I said, BS. Right? I mean, this is what matters.
And I did see that finally something's happening because only 4% of the National Cancer Institute's budget is averages 4 to 8% goes to actual childhood cancer out of the whole cancer national cancer budget. But I did see that President Trump just signed something that doubles the amount of money going for it's like an AI initiative for to
Yeah.
help
Yep.
technology help find cures and help doctors, just research a little bit better. So it's a start. We need to do a lot more because our children are everything, and 4 to 8% of a budget is just not enough for children.
And it needs to be about cures. It's not about it. It shouldn't be about making people rich. It should be about saving children. Right? That is the only thing it should be about.
And there just isn't enough drugs out there for the children aimed at the children. Our son even had to take a newer medicine, newer chemo that was it really wasn't much safety data for children. It was geared for adults and geared for other types of cancers.
Wow.
They just seen that it had helped a little bit in brain cancers, so we tried it. It worked for a little bit, but then and just everything came rushing back. But
Yeah.
there just isn't enough treatment out there for children.
Well, I'll be praying for all of you. I'll be sending this out there, and I really appreciate you taking the time. If you ever need anything from me, message me. I'll get this out to everybody.
Thank you so much.